We are live. Happy Thursday, everyone. Everyone is asking, when is it time to buy the dip or is it time to sell? We will talk about that. We'll talk about some trade ideas coming up in a few minutes. We will have Steve Kalajyian on the show, the man with the most monitors behind him out of any trader out there on Wall Street. So we'll be excited to talk to Steve today, see what he's been trading, see what he's been watching. After Steve at around noon, Vivi, the biotech queen, will come on for 15 minutes or so. We'll talk some biotech stocks with her, do some check-ins on her favorite stocks. So if you like biotech stocks, if you like trading those companies, Vivi is your lady. She will be with us around noon. And then after that, we'll get hot stocks. Luke himself on. Luke and AB, we will go through some tickers. We will talk about which stocks we're looking at, which stocks we like right now, which stocks we do not like, and some overall things. I do want to do another quick update on the airline stocks. We will talk about some crypto today. We will talk about mortgage rates in the housing market. So let's go ahead, roll that intro. When we come back, we'll do a quick checkup on the overall markets, and then we should have Vivi with us soon.
This is Benzinga Live. Spencer Israel and producer AB. What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Someone told me buy high, sell higher.
Let's get Matt Hammond on the show to talk some IPOs. Jake Wojacek from Trend Spider. We have a
breaking news. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and get my Benzinga Pro pulled up. We will do a quick check-in on the overall markets. If you guys have been watching today, we opened lower, dropped lower, but since then have been coming back. So let's go ahead and get this stream pulled up, or sorry, screen. And let me know in the chat what stocks you guys have been watching today. I've just been going through my usual list of, my Teslas, my Qs. Here we go. Sorry, it's giving computer's taking a second to get this screen shared. I don't know, guys. I mean, these markets have still been so wobbly. It's like every day that we're down, we're up the next day, vice versa. But it seems like every time we're giving up a little more than we gain back. So we're just making new lows. I have Tesla pulled up here down about 1% right now. But let's go to the Qs and let's look at this on a 10-minute chart. I typically I like looking at the dailies the most when I'm looking at charts. But here, when we're just looking at this intraday move, we have to go down to the 10 minutes. So you can see right here, this first big candle, I'll zoom in. This first big red candle was right here at 9:30 at the open. We dropped almost a full percentage point, 0.82% in the first 10 minutes. Continued dropping from there, hit lows of about, 270, around 275, 276, hit lows down here, came back from 275 all the way to 281 in about 6, a little more than an hour. So the past hour or so, we've traded straight up. First red candle forming on the 10-minute for more than an hour. So a lot of positive action here coming from on the Qs. We'll continue watching this, see if we can maybe even flip green on the day, which would be a huge comeback from being down, more than 2% at one point on the day. I did get into this rally a little bit, played it because I saw that bounce there at the bottom. I bought some calls. Let me go ahead and try to share my Robinhood here so we can talk about those calls, how I was playing that. But why I've been playing these short kind of bounces, right? Because we've talked about this before on the show that in bear markets, you often have the most violent rallies. Basically, all of the best trading days over the past 2 decades have been in bear markets. Whether you're talking about the S&P 500, whether you're talking about the Qs, you just get these days with increased volatility, more people having to cover their shorts. So that's when you'll really see these days where the Qs are up 3.5%. And then you zoom out and you look at the daily chart, and it's just one big green candle on a downtrend. So I've been playing these short bounces without really trying to stay too long. So right now, like I said, I got into, let me just pull up my Robinhood here. I got into some of those calls playing the Qs bounce. I still have them open here. I'll zoom in up 44%. I have a stop loss set to where if the Qs drop a little bit further, which I'm honestly expecting them to, And my plan is if we do go green on the day, if we keep going higher, I may look this afternoon. I would wait till right around close, but buy some puts that expire tomorrow just in case we open lower again. But I played this bounce a little bit. Again, I have this stop loss here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cancel this stop loss. I might just sell these now because I don't think this rally is something we're really going to hold all afternoon. And so even if we just stay here, the value of these contracts will get absolutely diminished because they expire tomorrow. So basically, every passing minute that the Qs don't go up, these contracts are going to lose value. So I'll just raise my stop loss. So 187 right now. We'll see if it gets down to one. What was my average cost? 34. We'll do 1.4, stop price 1.45. There we go. That way I can't lose money. All right, so yeah, let's go back to my Benzinga Pro. Let's go back to the overall market, see what's been really moving us today. Because for the Qs more so than the S&P 500 are really dominated by its top holdings. The top holdings in the Invesco QQQ are Apple, Microsoft, Tesla. So really how those stocks are doing. And let's check in on Apple because the S&P 500 is going to move a lot with Apple as well. Let's look at Apple on the 5-minute chart. And what Apple was doing was what the overall market's doing. Got all the way down here to about 134 before bouncing, coming back up to the 137 level, rejecting there. You can see where we were trading pre-market 137. So if I was going to make any directional bets just on the market right now, I'd have a lot more conviction. So yeah, like let's go see what the S&P 500 were above. We're trading above where we were pre-market. That's bullish to me on the S&P 500, at least in the short term. I don't know if that's the case with the Qs. Yeah, it is kind of. I mean, we're right where we were pre-market. But for a stock like Apple, we haven't really gotten close to back where we were pre-market. So for Apple, if I was looking at this for like a day trade, I would look at for the pre-market levels. If we're able to break through there, I'd see that as a bullish sign. If we hit up here and reject, then I'd see that as bearish, and I would come play that back down here for this, down at this price target right here at 134. Okie dokie. So one thing I did want to talk about today was yesterday after hours, we got news from Restoration Hardware. Let's get this stock pulled up in Benzinga Pro. Actually, I should say stock formerly known as Restoration Hardware. Now it's just RH. I don't know what it is with these companies rebranding from their like real name to just the initials of their name. You know, we saw Weight Watchers do this a few years ago where instead of Weight Watchers, now it's just WW. I don't really know what that accomplishes, to be honest with you. But let's look here in the news feed. So let's go back to Wednesday when after market when we got the news. So RH trims fiscal 2022 outlook. So they basically just said in a statement, Restoration Hardware, if you guys are not familiar, it's a luxury retailer for house goods. So think really, really nice, luxurious couches, tables, furniture for your home. Really wealthy people shop here for their homes. And Restoration Hardware basically blamed rising interest rates, saying with mortgage rates rising, less new luxurious homes are being built. So there's less of a demand for our products. And I'd also imagine even if people are going through with their new home build, that maybe people that would have bought some Restoration Hardware stuff a year and a half ago, maybe they're saying, we can get that stuff from, Ashley's home store or whatever, whatever the cheaper option. Think of Restoration Hardware as like, shopping at like Lululemon instead of Target. It's just, if you need to cut back, sometimes those are the best ways to cut back. Just buying what you would have bought anyway, but from a slightly cheaper brand. Chances are you're going to be okay. Chances are if you buy the couch from Walmart instead of Restoration Hardware, you're going to be okay. But and this is actually this was the second time in less than a month that this company came forward and talked about slashing its guidance. So to me, if you're out here looking for shorts right now, companies like Restoration Hardware that have a kind of wealthier base, basically goods that have that more elastic demand to where people might say, okay, I don't need to go out and buy this, $20,000 couch. I can buy a $10,000 couch. Those are the companies that I think I'd be looking at shorting. Another one in this same kind of realm of companies is Whirlpool. So Whirlpool makes, of course, hot tubs, but as well as, refrigerators and other appliances. And just like Restoration Hardware is saying that with rising mortgage rates, people are going to be building less homes. There's going to be less of a demand for these types of furniture. And also, if you were just looking at spending money on a home improvement project, maybe you were looking at redoing your kitchen and buying a new refrigerator. Maybe you're not doing that anymore. Or maybe you were going to redo your patio and put a hot tub out there. And now you're like, that can wait another year or two. So to me, Whirlpool is a stock that I've also been looking at as a potential short. Let's go to the calendar, see when this company reports earnings. It'll be July 25th. So coming up in about 3 weeks or so. But it's interesting to me. To me, I see Whirlpool and Restoration Hardware as having very similar businesses. When one is getting hit, likely the other one is getting hit as well, and vice versa. And if you look at Restoration Hardware stock, it's gotten beaten up a lot more than Whirlpool. Restoration, or RH, sorry, if we go back, was trading at $240 before COVID. Here's where we had this huge housing boom. People were building more new houses. Money was cheap, so people were taking out loans to do improvement projects, buying new furniture, and the stock got as high as $730. And now it's trading below where it was pre-COVID. If we go back to Whirlpool for a second, pretty similar. We're at where we were pre-COVID. We're not trading below it. I expect to see Whirlpool trading below its pre-COVID levels. I think that's the outlook right now. It doesn't matter that during COVID, a bunch of people were buying Whirlpool products and it was doing pretty well. We're in a different environment now, and you don't want to fight the Fed. So what the Fed is doing is going to, if the Fed is going to continue to raise rates, hurt mortgage rates, people are going to be buying less new homes. People are going to be building less. There's going to be less of a demand for this. What about SWK, Stanley Black and Decker? They should also be affected. Yeah, I would think so too. I mean, look at this chart. The market's saying, Stanley Black and Decker is going to get affected by the housing market as well. Look at this thing. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute. I'm checking in on our first guest. Mr. Steve should be joining us any minute now. Let me just make sure he got the links. Sure it was the right links. And let me know in the chat what else you guys are watching today. That was one stock that I wanted to make sure. Yep, okay. Wanted to make sure we talked about today was Restoration Hardware off of that news yesterday. It's almost close to COVID low. Yeah, I mean, I think that more of these stocks that are getting down to those COVID lows that are well below where they were pre-COVID are the ones that are actually setting up for better buying opportunities now, right? Because we know where the stock will get down to in times of uncertainty when we do slip into that bear market. Go back to the Qs. All right, looks like we've given up. We've given up some gains in the Qs. I bet you I got stopped out of those calls. And then again, so just quick rundown of the show today for anyone just joining us. We will have Steve Kalajyian join us here in a few minutes. See what charts, see what stocks he's been watching. After Steve, we will get Vivi, Biotech Queen, on. We'll be talking about some biotech stocks with Vivi, some of the best stocks in the medical space, ones that she's watching. So excited to get Vivi on as always. Yes, Spielberg saying buying opportunity approaching. All right, let's do another. Let's do XLF down about 1%. XLE down 1.2%. Look at this run that Drip has been on, guys. I told you guys when I was buying this, I bought this about back down here at about $13, and it's up almost 100% since then. So this is the inverse leveraged ETF from Direction. That is the Bear Oil and Gas Fund. If you just compare that to XLE or Chevron or any of the biggest gas companies, all these, the XLE has just been getting beaten up. Chevron, I mean, look at this. Look at this on the weekly candles. Chevron has just basically completely filled this gap. From a week we were up 13%, a week down 15% this past week, and then another red candle here. So Chevron, if you were, if you bought it a year ago, or if you bought it back here, you had a nice little bull run. Chevron gives a good dividend, so you got the dividend as well. But now there are probably a lot of people underwater in this that have bought in Chevron in the past few weeks. Although, I mean, I guess the good news is if you did get burned on Chevron, then of course you still have the dividend. And I mean, even when something like Chevron is getting beat up, we're talking about a move from 180 to 145. It's not like a Netflix or a tech stock that's going to drop. Make one of these moves. These are weekly candles on Netflix. This is going down from 690 to 176. I don't think people understand, really fathom how just crazy this is. I mean, this was a FANG stock. It was Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. And the reason why Netflix was up here is because its market cap was, well, let's see where it was at now. Its market cap now is 80 billion. It was worth almost 5 times as much a few months ago. So it was worth like $320 billion. This company has gone from worth more than $300 billion to less than $80 billion in a few months. Think about that. That's more than $200 billion. That's a majority of this company's worth just wiped out over the span of a few months. And that's why we've seen these are the types of companies, your Netflixes, your Carvanas. These are the type of companies. What's Carvana's CVNA? That have been laying people off. Not your Walmarts, not your FedExes. And I've said it on the show before, I'll say it again. That's when I will start being worried about a real recession, is if you start seeing FedEx, if you start seeing Walmart, if you start seeing the companies that are actively producing goods and services in the economy start struggling. That's going to be a different story than a company like Netflix or Tesla or one of these high growth companies having to lay people off. Oh, look at Tesla. What a crazy day for Tesla. We're on 10-minute candles here. Just come all the way down. Sorry, guys. I'm just texting Steve trying to get on the show. Where Fried Chicken Man, where have we seen Walmart struggling? I don't think I've seen that. I'm not doubting it. I would imagine that Walmart, I mean, we saw it with Target's last earnings report, but again, and we've talked about this on the show a number of times. Target said their consumer was still resilient. It was just they were buying different goods. So the way that their inventories were managed, they just weren't in a good position because consumers were buying different goods. Yeah, I mean, it's clear Walmart, this is on a daily chart. Let's go to the weekly here. I mean, Walmart's going to get hit when the rest of the economy gets hit, but I just don't know if Walmart's to the point where the company's laying people off. All right, guys, looks like we're still waiting on Steve, maybe having some technical difficulties. I promise we'll do our best to get him on here in the next few minutes. Until then, let me know in the chat what stocks you guys are watching, what trades you guys are seeing set up. Doesn't have to be stocks, can be cryptos, can be whatever you would like to look at. Let's see, I want to do, oh, okay. Yeah, those calls are doing well again. It's like the Qs decided to have themselves a little day. Question is now, when do I just take my profits and sell these? Because I don't know how much gas is going to be left in the tank today for a rally like this. Let's go back to the Qs. Let's go to a 5-minute chart. SPY is flying, baby. Yeah, Eric, it is 120% return. What's how are you trading this, Eric? Just some calls? I'll guess some calls that expire tomorrow if you're getting 120% return. Pop expectations slightly higher this afternoon. Last trade day of the month, quarter, half year. Yeah, I could see that being a little catalyst. I don't really know. I mean, I don't know how on these days, you get these days on the end of quarters where big investment firms and companies will do some rebalancing. So if someone has, say, a 60-40 portfolio, they have to reallocate that portfolio. So if stocks have been doing poorly that quarter, they actually sometimes have to go in and buy more stocks to help bring the stocks back up to that 40% or back up to that 60% threshold. So you can oftentimes on the last days of quarters see these higher volatility days. And on quarters where stocks are doing really well, oftentimes that can be a sell-off at the end of the quarter because for vice versa, the same reason that stocks become too big of a weighting of someone's portfolio. So then they have to go in and sell at the last day of the quarter versus going in and having to buy. So maybe because this quarter hasn't been great for stocks, that the last day of the quarter now, portfolio managers are going in and buying to get back to that balance that they were looking for. I'm just also speculating here. I have no clue if that is the case. Do you think there will be a rally into the close? I have no clue. If I knew, I would have thousands of dollars riding on it and make a lot of money on it. I have no clue. It looks like the way the markets are performing right now, from after when we traded off this morning, they've been doing well. So I always think, you got to have that in your mind of inertia. Things in motion tend to stay in motion. So if the market's going up, I'm going to think it's going to keep going up till I'm proven otherwise. I don't think this is the bottom. I don't think, okay, we're going to see a bull market from here on out. But it wouldn't surprise me to see us keep on rallying into the close. I said I would look at some puts this afternoon at around 3:45 p.m. if we're, up 1% on the day and we've rallied 3% from the lows on the day. I'd look at some puts that expire tomorrow. But if we hang out here, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe I look at some calls. So I really have no clue if we rally or not into the close. I would say if I had to make a guess, gun to my head, I would say we close higher than we are right now. 2130 right now on the Qs. Let's check in on the SPYs. 377.80. We'll call it 378 on the SPY. Yeah, I'd say gun to my head, I'd say we close higher. And then I might look at some puts for tomorrow. Just depends on what the price action is. New funds next week inbound. Yeah, we're gonna keep getting some important economic data. We got the PCE this morning. We will talk about that because it was a little bit higher than some estimates, but there were some good numbers in there as well, including the fact that wage growth actually increased higher than the expectations. But then that didn't really matter because you calculated out to real wage growth based on inflation and other spending. And I don't think it ended up being that positive for workers. All right, guys. So in a few minutes, Vivi, the biotech queen, will join us. So get ready to ask your questions in the chat about anything biotech related. We'll be talking about all the newest and best companies in the biotech space. Look at some of those stocks. Always fun to get Vivi on. We've missed her a few weeks. Paychecks, AB, that's 401k money. I don't know what that's referring to. All right. I still haven't gotten stopped out of my calls. I might just sell them. Might just take the 70% gain, take them, run with them. Oh, here we go. All right. We do have Mr. Kalajyian hanging with us backstage. Let's go ahead and get Steve on for a few minutes before we have Vivi join us. Let's see what Steve's been watching. Steve, how's it going?
Hey, Aaron, I'm so sorry. Technical problems, not my specialty here. I'm so sorry, brother.
Hey, man, no apology needed. It happens.
So we saw a print low here, 37.42. We had a big buy reversal, big buy divergences down there. Then about 30 minutes ago, we got big buy reversals on my work. The lows are in for the day here. I heard one of the callers asking, are they going to go higher? I'm expecting pullbacks here and looking for the market to go higher. But I do think we're going to get some good, decent pullbacks. The lows are in. The likes of Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, all the 4 ETFs, Spiders, Diamonds, Qs, Russell, the lows are in for the day.
Okay, so you don't think we're going any lower than what we hit this morning about 30 minutes after open?
No. Based upon my work, my algorithms and everything's saying that the lows are in for the day.
Great. And then, yeah, I mean, I agree, though. I think we'll see some intraday pullbacks, but I'd expect the trend higher to continue at least for the day.
Really, it's we just you just saw when I was logging on before, you said, wow, Tesla had a monster buy divergence early this morning. Then we got the confirmation around the 11:15, and then we had a beautiful pattern around the 675 level, and just absolutely exploded up 10 points. Beautiful pattern on that monster pattern that we had here. Actually, that's when the S&Ps hit 80, and then you blinked, and they were trading 96s like that. So, yeah, this was the buy off. We have a buy strategy off the 3-minute, and I was actually 78.5. They got down to 80, and then they just ripped to 96. So I'm looking for a couple of sharp pullbacks here off the smaller time frames, and then a nice pullback off the 15. But I think the lows are in for the day.
Okay, great. So how are you playing this? Are you doing options?
No, trading outright stocks, outright futures contracts,
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if they get down there, a lot of people, trade index options. They trade index options when the pattern's set up properly like that.
Right. So what individual names outside of Tesla have you been watching today?
Oh, I look at the same symbols every day. Microsoft, Roku, Meta, Boeing, Goldman, JP Morgan, Oxy, all 4 ETFs, Spiders, Diamonds, Qs, Russell, NVIDIA, Netflix, AMD, Micron, Tesla, Apple, all the big caps, all the big names, and everybody's just like, we're just trading them like crazy all day today here. Great volatility. I told everybody yesterday, everybody was like a little frustrated. Normally my work out of 22 business days in a month, you'll get 10 great trending days, 10 great buy or / reversal days, a sell reversal or a buy reversal. So you'll get 10 of those in a month. Then you get 1 to 2 days probably where it's just like, I just say a day where like nothing's lining up, and it's just, but yet yesterday, some of the people were telling me they had one of the best days ever. Nothing really aligned. So it was just a frustrating day. It was very choppy. I told everybody after a day like today, get ready. The next day is always significant volatility. And boy, are we seeing it push down sharply and then rallied right back up. So that always happens based upon my research, that whenever you have a day where it's very choppy and it falls into that 2-day period of the month where it's, nothing's really aligning, the next day, get ready. And everybody was like, okay, we can't wait. And boy, everybody really had a great day, a great morning so far.
Yeah, wow. And I'm watching the Qs over the past few minutes or so. Looks like we've had another pop in there, trying to get back even closer to breaking even on the day. So wow, just an incredible move from that bottom this morning.
Yeah, we're gonna between, what time is it now? 12. We're gonna get a pullback between now and 2:30 off the 15-minute time frame. A nice pullback. I know this strategy is coming. I know this pullback's coming, and then we'll look to really, grab some longs on a lot of these names I just mentioned.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, let's see if we've got any questions for you, Steve, coming from the chat.
Sorry I was late.
All good, man. All good. And we'll start doing this once a week too. So no worries. Sorry, give me 1 second. My computer's just freaking out at me now. No. Yeah, it's just one of those days, I guess. All right. Born to be Free is asking, what indicators do you use?
I created my own software. So basically, I have a preset. You can get it on TradingView. You can get it on TradeStation. You can get it on TradeZero. You can get it on Ninja. So everybody has the same overlay that I'm using, and the same indicators. Everything is built. I spent 9 years of my life building these. So those four platforms you can get my software on, and that's what I teach all day long. I teach my software that establishes the confidence, and I'm mentoring people to learn the strategies each and every day in my live channel.
Okay. And then we've got another question. Do you think the huge reversal is due to rebalancing?
Oh yeah, well, it could be, based upon the, yeah, it could. Obviously, the end of the quarter here, everybody's looking for, it probably, I would say 80% of it's probably that. But the news, overnight, and the way the stocks were acting today, you saw monster sell divergences, right? After the opening, they pushed up a little bit, then they pushed down. That next push down is when I said I'm calling. Look, did I think they're going to run 50 handles? No, on the S&P, but I thought that the lows, we were going to get a sharp bounce, and we did, up to 69, 70 on the S&P, 75. And then once I got my 15-minute time frames, I got the algorithms reversed positive. I knew the lows were in, and we were buying ever since.
Yeah, I bought some calls on the Qs this morning after that push lower, and then we got a pop, and then we started to trade lower after that pop, and I sold them for a little like 20% gain, thinking, okay, that was the pop I was looking for. And then they just kept going higher. I was like, shoot, why'd I ever sell those? I would have been up.
You gave them away.
I gave them away. Exactly.
You gave them away. Well, if you have yeah. So, but a lot of people were all in my camp. We were, a lot of people did really, really well today. I teach these divergence strategies. I always tell people, if you can master the art of divergences, you've mastered the art of trading. And what we look for is, we look for trends, we look for buy and sell reversals, and we look for divergences. But you can never have one independently of each other without the other. So, for example, we'll have a trending day followed with buy and sell divergences. You'll have buy and sell reversals followed with buy and sell divergences. So, it's really a combination of how I teach and using the software, and people are really getting it from all around the world. I mean, it's just amazing the community that we've built.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and throw that link in the chat there. Again, that's tradeeasy.com. Yeah, Steve, I mean, it's always, I love getting guys on like you that know what you're talking about, that have been doing this for a while, that have your own, methods, algorithms, strategies, because it just makes it more fun to learn from people like you.
Well, thanks, Aaron. The most important thing is you could teach, but you have to have the technology and the software behind, and that instills the confidence. Like I have 5 key words: consistency, discipline, confidence, patience, and passion, right? So you need to have the confidence, and that's what the software is about. Plus, you have a mentor like me. It's August 1st of this year will be 39 years in the industry. So, it's me helping guide and teach the strategies and calling the market direction as well.
Yeah, and that's what's been increasingly difficult, I feel like, the past few months, is just figuring out, being able to call the directions, because it doesn't seem like, at least, I mean, the trend has obviously been a downtrend, but we've had these just crazy days where the Qs are up 3.5%, the S&P 500's up 2.5%, and it's been hard to kind of find and pick and navigate those days.
Well, that's what I've done. I was, day trading my whole life. And so basically I built software, and, I traded nearly 2 billion shares in my life. And so basically for me, these days, I don't even flinch. And I try to tell people that this is exactly what you want. You want to be able to compound your returns every single day. You want to be consistent on your trades. Wait for the patterns to look at the market direction. I teach that. When the algorithms line up, we know the right strategies. Again, I'm looking for pullbacks here on the smaller time frames, and then the big pullback off the 15. Again, the odds are probably 98% that the lows are in today, and I'm looking for these pullbacks and looking for pushes up, between now and the close. So again, for me, I've been doing this so long, and now I want to be able to, teach as many people as I can the methodologies, the strategies, the terminology, and everything that we do here each and every day.
So I see a couple more questions in the chat. So I'm curious about. So as you're watching, so take a day like today, for example, right? We've had the lows of the day that we think are established. We're not going lower than that.
I don't
But
think so.
we think we're gonna see some pullbacks from now until the end of the day. At what point during these pullbacks do you want to get into these names that you like long?
Well, based upon the strategies I have, right? The strategies I have, I know the trend is reversed now, used according to my work, and then I'll use my own indicators and my own software to tell me where these pullbacks occur. So it should be, let me see here. So we're getting a pullback right now. We just got short the S&Ps and pretty much everything in the last 10 minutes, looking for this pullback. So I'm thinking probably, what time is it now? Between now and let's see, one pullback should be between now and about 12:30. We should get one pullback. We should get another pullback between now and about 1 o'clock, and then the big pullback should be on the 15-minute time frame between now and 2:30, and that would push it right back up. And that's again using my software. It's hard to just verbally say it. Without
roughly ballpark. Yeah, that's what I was curious too, is if some people would look at those pullbacks and look at the pivot points or the Fibonacci levels, and everyone's got their different things, and you've got your way.
Yeah, I got my way. I've spent 9 years of my life building it, so I don't look at any of those things. I don't look at volume. I don't look at pivots. I don't look at support and resistance. Everything. I've been doing this so long, and I've taught people this methodology and the technology, using the technology, and they all see it. It's what's really amazing is to really see how well people do at the end of each and every day with me, but more importantly, how they are actually calling the ideas in the community, in the Discord, saying, hey, we got a short. This morning we had a monster sell reversal on oil, and everybody was saying, look to short this bounce, boom, 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 the 108, 107.90, 108.10, boom. You blinked, and within an hour later, oil was trading below the about the 105.10 level. So, it's a great community. Everybody's seeing the same things, and people are really helping each other. But more importantly, it's really understanding the software, the technology, and the way everything is the setups and the patterns, and they get it. They're getting it.
I love that. Yeah, you teach them to the point where now they know what they're talking about, and you see that, and I'm sure that's a great feeling.
Oh, it's a phenomenal feeling. I don't. Excuse me. I don't want them to rely on me all the time. I want them to be able to trade the Tokyo or European sessions on their own. I want them to trade, independently without me, and that's the purpose of why I built Trade Easy. I want people to come in, learn, and then to help change their life, right? I want people to learn how to fish. I don't want to fish for them. I want to teach them how to fish, and then they can do this on their own. And they are. I have people who are looking to quit their full-time jobs, or kids looking to quit college. I'm like, no, you're not quitting college, But it's a great experience, a great reward, because at the end of the day, my phone blows up with people telling me how well they did on any given day, and it's a really rewarding feeling, I have to tell you.
I'm sure it is. So, congratulations, Steve. Thanks for coming on today. We will get you on again next week. And stay green until then.
Everybody have a great day trading. Look for this pullback on the S&Ps or the whole overall market between now and 2:30. You should set up for a monster long. Have a great day, everybody.
I agree. All right, Steve. All right, guys, that was Steve Kalajyian, TradeEasy.com. I've got that link in the chat. Oh, shoot. Kunga, I'm sure if you shoot Steve an email or someone an email from that website, they'll go ahead and get that question answered for you. We do have to keep rolling. Today, we've got Biotech Queen Vivi coming on and joining us here in a second. I'll drop her Twitter in the chat. Make sure you guys got your biotech stocks that you want us to check out ready to throw in the chat, because we will be going through, all the best biotech stocks with Vivi. There's really no better person to do it with. So why don't, without further ado, we play our special guest intro and get Vivi on the show. Vivi, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm recovering. This is day 7 from COVID.
Oh my God. How many times have you had COVID?
That's my second time.
Second time? Wow.
Second time is
Yeah,
the storm.
I know there's been a new wave kind of going around recently.
Yeah, and then I got so lucky because I'm leaving to Rio next week. So by the way, get me off. I think off of the schedule for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna be in Rio, but it's gonna be my 13 days post COVID. But imagine if I did not, if I got it like this Friday, instead of last Friday, it would have been a problem to fly, for sure.
Right.
So I got really, really lucky.
Right.
So I have a really good ticker that I talked to you guys about it. But you know how everything has everything has gone down 56%. I sold it and I have not bought back. So I'm gonna give you guys a play that I'm gonna get into that before I have even got it. So it's can you pull up the SPPI?
SPPI?
Yes.
SPY or SPPI?
SPPI.
Oh, sorry, I was doing SPPY. SPPI, Spectrum Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, so here's what happened. They had a complete response letter because there was a problem with the manufacturing, right? So a lot of these biotechs are pretty much all like trading under, below cash, So they have a Rolontis, which is it's going to be a drug for neutropenia that's going to go against Amgen blockbuster Neolasta, and the PDUFA is in September. And it's all about the manufacturing. Like the data was amazing. And also in November, they have another PDUFA date. So I think it would be a great stock to swing. So I feel like we still have time, because, how the market is doing. So June, July, August, I said it's September, right? So yeah, so we still have a time to accumulate and get in. So that's the one on my radar for sure. And another one that had some not even really news is CYCC. I added more. I'm swinging this one just for cash purposes. It should.
Which one was this again? Sorry.
It's a CYCC. So
CYCC.
they have several PRs coming in.
Oh my God, this one's down 27% today.
Yes, and it was like there was only one news and it was not that strong of data, but they're expecting several PRs from several data releases, and it's a low float, and they just in cash they should be at $2.92. So like I told you guys, the problem is you pretty much can shoot darts to any of these biotechs because they got so beaten down, right? So I feel like I added more to my position because I'm just waiting for the PRs. The precedent PRs are coming in, and is on phase 1 data. So, but they're trading 80% below cash. It's just a cash value that should be at $2.92. So, but again, these companies have no commercial, no sales. So it is just. You play the swing, right? You play the news and you sell on the news. But this is not even the real news today. There's more stuff coming for this ticker.
Yeah, I mean, on this CYCC company, it's a $15 million market cap, and the company has
40 million, I think, in cash. 30
million cash on hand. Looks like not a lot of debt or liabilities either. So it truly is trading at lower than its cash on hand. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? But I think any companies right now, if we waiting, there's a lot of PDUFAs coming. I feel like if you just get some of these beat down companies and it just play the anticipation to PDUFA, not even at the PDUFA date, I think we can now make a good 20-30% in our trades here. And do we have I know that how is our XBIs doing? I know biotech has not really, it's getting better. I think this week there was a lot of movement, and there was a buyout. Radius Pharma got purchased and became a private company. So I think that it's starting to heat it up again, but there's still so much room for us to make money. I want to put on a BCRX too. So what is our so XBI?
So the XBI is at $74, and what's interesting here is just how I mean, obviously during COVID, you had this huge bull run in biotech up to 170. But now we're trading well below those pre-COVID levels. If you go
Yeah.
back to pre-COVID, we were trading around $95, and now we're down to 74.
Yeah, if even buying leaps here, long-term leaps, I mean, how can you go wrong, if you buy your
Well,
if I don't know, but I haven't bought any calls. I'm afraid, but thinking like it's just so beat. This sector it's been so beaten down, and I want to update you guys with the BCRX as well because we haven't got any news for the trial re-enrollment. But they're above $10 right now, and we had a really good weekly numbers for their Olardale. So again, I'm still a firm believer that this company, its share value should be at least $17 to $20 a share, just based on Olardale alone. So another opportunity for at least 60% upside. Isn't that crazy? And that's 60% of $10 is $16, right?
yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, this is one that we've been talking about now for more than a year, Vivi. I mean, you gave this
Yeah.
out when it was, let's see,
It was $4 when I first talked about it. 380 before PDUFA. Yeah. And then I mean, if people bought it when we were talking about, people made a lot of money, but with the COVID and then that enrollment pause, we got that huge dip. But now we're building that momentum back up again because we had a really good scripts number last week.
yeah. Well, Vivi, it looks like we don't have too many questions in the chat today. So
we're gonna have too many questions when biotech heats up again. You know that, right?
yeah, we'll have more questions. We'll have more comments about biotech once that XBI starts performing a little bit better. But I hope you have a great time on your trip. I hope you start feeling better. And
So I just have this lingering cough. Other than that, for sure. So you watch. Give us another 6 months, and we're gonna be throwing like 20 tickets at a time.
let's do it. I'm excited.
Yes, for sure. So have a wonderful rest of your day too. It was nice to see you.
You too. Yeah, you as well. Like I said, have fun on your trip. We'll connect when you get back, and we'll get you back on.
Okay, perfect. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, that was Vivi, the biotech queen. Go ahead and give her a follow on Twitter. Her Twitter bio or Twitter link is in the description as well as the chat. She's really a great resource if you are someone out there that likes to trade biotech stocks. I like to trade them. I just don't know anything about them, so I feel like I'm going to the casino and playing roulette when I trade the biotech stocks. Speaking of stocks, speaking of hot stocks, I have Mr. Hot Stocks himself joining me, but we have to give him our very, very special intro. Let's go ahead and do that. Producer, let's roll that intro. All right, so first question in the chat, Luke, I'm seeing is we were just talking about biotech. Is Skrelly getting out of prison bullish for biotech?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, can we DM him from the Benzinga account on this show? Oh, does my microphone work?
It's on now.
I'm gonna go find Rohan and see if he can fix it.
Cable problem or technical difficulties.
My microphone.
All right, we're getting this figured out. All right, we're gonna DM Skrelly from our account right now. Is he on? Can someone drop his Twitter or like some? I saw him making TikToks, right? So we know he's on TikTok. Shelly's saying Skrelly is on his server most of the time playing League and doing Excel stuff.
Does this work?
Yeah,
I think it works.
Let's see. I got his phone number from a friend of a friend, and I texted him the other night. I don't know if it's still his same phone number though.
Wait, you got Skrelly's phone number from a friend of a friend?
Yeah.
What friend is this?
It's
like how give me like you don't say the name obviously, but give me like a general direction.
It's my friend he went to, so his friend that went to college with us is like his Skrelly's first cousin.
Okay.
So
Dang.
he somehow he got his phone number. I texted him. It might have been his like pre-prison phone number though, because I texted it and it was green. I don't know if Skrelly's would have an Android, but I never got a text back.
Okay. I mean, somebody can definitely figure out. Like Shelly might be able to figure out if Skrelly has an Android or not.
Okay, Shelly, you're on it.
All right, let's go into this Benzinga
Oh, Shelly
account.
has him on Discord already. Shelly, can you reach Shelly? Tell him you're Benzinga Live's newest producer, and we would like to do a live interview with Martin.
But I'm thinking bigger than that.
Okay.
Like, think about it. Like, he is, other than Vivi Bio Queen.
Oh, he's going on Matt. He literally went on Matt. He's going on Matt Kors today. If Matt Kors can get him, we can get him easy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we can set him up with his own biotech show.
That's what I'm sort of getting at.
That'd be awesome.
5 years in prison? Has it really been that long? Did you guys know? You might not even have known this. That Skrelly was on pre-market prep
I did know that.
before.
Spencer, yeah.
That was before he was like got yelled at for the drug
yelled at,
pricing.
slapped on the wrist. Well, that's when I was actually reading about his story the other day. He actually has a crazy story. Like, he blew up 2 funds before he was like 25. I was like, that kind of takes like some balls to do so.
Yes.
Like, if you just go on his Wikipedia, he's had a crazy story.
Yeah, I mean, he's very, very interesting person. I'm a fan. I'll just say that.
He's one of those guys that you can look at, learn from, and take some lessons of what to do and what not to do.
Yep, there you go.
All right, Luke. What's been top of mind for you the past week or so?
Wait, I thought we were gonna DM Skrelly.
Well, I'm on Twitter. I'm trying to find him right now.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, here, real Skrelly. I found him.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna share my screen. Can I share my screen?
of course.
What do I do?
Go to
I got it. Now we don't have the Ruel report for a couple weeks.
What do you mean? Yeah, you have
When
it
we
on-
didn't.
Oh, because on Monday we're closed because we're 4th of July.
When we didn't have it, I got used out of the habit of sharing my screen.
What are your 4th of July plans?
Nothing interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, here.
I'm gonna get some work done. All right, do you have the code? Fine,
I'll share my screen.
All right, there. That's easier.
All right,
I'm
so
trying to figure this out. And then I promise that we're gonna get back to stocks. We're doing fundamentals again today, guys. That's the name of the game. So if anybody has stocks that they want to drop in the chat, go ahead and drop them in. I've got a couple tickers that are on my radar. Definitely want to talk about Coinbase. But anything else, go ahead and drop the tickers in the chat, and we'll grab them out of there.
No, Shelly, you need to DM them too. We're gonna DM them. Don't worry. We're gonna do our reach out. But we need to hit him from different angles. We need to get all our bases covered.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so here he doesn't have DMs open on here. So what I'm gonna do is I just started following him. I'm gonna tweet at Real Skrelly. Hey, what do you think he's a Marty? No, I don't think he's a Marty.
Hey, Marty, have some ideas. Follow us back. How's that?
Have some ideas. Would love to chat.
TME, that's a good stock. I got my clock cleaned in that stock. Actually,
I got my clock. That's a great stock. I got my clock cleaned.
I did.
Have some interesting ideas. Please follow us back, and
So here's the story with TME, and then let's proofread producer AB's tweet. But TME, I had a decent IPO allocation for. That was a bad pick.
Really?
It was a bad pick. Yes.
All right.
I thought that it was. Yeah. I mean, a lot made sense. Let's put it that way. A lot made sense with regard to the Chinese market, the valuation they're bringing it forward at, the business itself. But no, it wasn't great.
All right, let's get this tweet sent, and then we can get to TME and some other stocks. Hey, Marty, have some interesting ideas. Please follow us back, and we'd love to chat. Aaron.
Cool.
All right, hitting it. And then Shelly, let us know when you use Skrelly rule of 8 to. Is that on Twitter? Let me try to find that one. Skrelly
What is the rule of 8? Is that like a thing we should know?
I see rule of 5, Shelly. Is this one you're talking about? Oh, this one might be more real than the other one because look, joined June 2022. Looks like he hasn't been active since the 20th though. We'll shoot this one a DM anyway. Oh, guys, close your eyes. No, can't look at the Benzinga DMs. This is top secret.
Are they?
Hey, Martin. Hope you're enjoying.
So his DMs are open, or he
Your
follows us.
Newfound. They're just open.
Wait, we got to proofread this before you send it.
I was gonna say, hope you're enjoying your newfound freedom.
I don't know. Is that okay? 1 in the chat if that's okay. 2 in the chat if not. Like, it might be better to say nothing.
Yeah, he's either gonna think it's really nice or weird. I mean, there's no in between. All right, fine. We'll scrap that. No more. Actually, we're bringing it back. We got to let the chat decide first. Would you say 1 is it's okay, 2 is it's not okay?
Shelly's saying she needs a date to DM him. Next Thursday. It's next Thursday is the date. July 7th at noon ET. Yeah, Easy Mike is saying no.
Oh, but Shelly's saying he's not sensitive. You're gonna be fine either way.
Okay. No, everybody's saying no.
Nice to have you back. All right, that's a good one. Nice to have you.
Nice to have you back. Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
Martin.
Shout out Andy O.
Nice to have you back. Would love to. How about this? Would love to hear some of your thoughts. Let's keep it really vague. Some of your thoughts on everything going on. He has no clue what we're talking about. We could be talking about Roe v. Wade. We could be talking about the stock market. We could be talking about.
I'd say, hey, Marty, nice to have you back. Have a few ideas.
Okay.
Let's try to do something together.
Have a few ideas. Let's try and do something together. Winky face? No winky face.
No, send the winky face.
Watching AB try to do the back office part of his job is pretty entertaining. Maybe that should be the new show. Just following me do the other parts of my job outside of it.
There you go. It'd be more fun than back office of my job.
Which has been a shit show the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. I scrapped the winky face, did exclamation point instead. Let's try to do something together. Oh, it says OnlyFans coming soon. Oh, and there's also an email right here. All right, I'm sending the email to Zoli.
No, do not send it to Stop. Because I don't want it just to be a show. Like they could I wanted him to do like a weekly biotech column on Benzinga.com.
All right, I'll reach out to him then. I'm saving his email.
Yeah. And CC me on it, okay?
I will. Also, Eventbrite got back to me and then they just ghosted. So we got to get them on.
All right, we got to get them on. All right. Should we get back to stocks?
Let's get back to stocks. Let me get off my Twitter. Let me get back on my Benzinga Pro. If you guys are new here and you're unfamiliar with Benzinga Pro, it's our one-stop shop for all things you need to trade and invest. You got a live news feed, live stock scanner, movers tool. I'm pulling it up right now. Free 2-week trial. You don't need a credit card or anything to sign up. Just go ahead and hit that link in the description, Benzinga Pro. Again, try it out for 2 weeks. See if it's a good fit. Won't regret it. All right, what's first on the list? TME?
All right, first on the list, TME. Let's take a look at it. So if you, let's just do a quick review of the business. If somebody in the chat knows it better than me, then say something. I have not researched the stock. We're grabbing this one out of the chat, so I'm going to give what my understanding of the business is. But basically, I think this is the Spotify of China. I think that they own and again, I could be wrong here, but I think that they own the licenses to a lot of music in China. And then they also offer the services for streaming that music over in China. Company went live for trading in 2018, 2019. It had its debut. And of course, it's TME, Tencent Music. The largest shareholder is Tencent, which is the Chinese tech giant. And now let's dive into it. If you're looking at the chart, yeah, you have that up on the screen there, producer AB. Wild run, obviously, right? We saw a high of 32 down to 5. And I'll say this, that the stock is looking relatively cheap here. If you want to talk through the numbers, let me just check if they have debt really quick. Do they have long-term debt?
And again, this segment is all
They
about
do.
fundamentals. So we will look at the chart. We will do that, but we will be looking more primarily at the company or at the money the company is making, where they're spending money, the company's EBITDA, price to sales ratio, things like that.
Yep. Okay. So the company does carry a little bit of debt, but nothing crazy. But enough debt that we're going to look at enterprise value rather than cash. Or I'm sorry, and we're going to look at enterprise value rather than market cap. So we're looking at a $6.4 billion market cap. And they're putting up revenue. Can you click over to the sales tab?
Yep.
For me.
1 second. My computer's bugging out.
They're putting up revenue about $1 billion a quarter. But here's what so that sounds sort of cheap, right? That means they're trading at 1.5 times EV to sales. That's fine. It's not like a crazy steal of a valuation, but it's definitely on the cheaper side of things. I feel fine about that number. The company is cash flow positive. They put up a good amount of EBITDA. It's trading at 12 times EBITDA. Which again is fine. It's not like this is some sort of a steal type deal. But it's fine. They're numbers that I feel good about. 2 reasons why I would not be a buyer of this stock right now. Why I don't own this stock right now. I'm not going to buy this stock right now. 1, sales are actually decreasing. We're now going on, I think, the 4th or the 5th straight quarter of a revenue decline. Okay. Don't love that. The valuation I don't think is cheap enough for that where I'm okay buying it. 2, Shelly's saying you better send an email. It better be formal as hell. You should actually write a PDF
Cover
and then
letter.
attach it. Dear sir / madam, please see attached.
We'll get it notarized.
Okay, but 1 on the valuation, so hard valuation side of things, it's not cheap enough that I would buy a stock that has declining sales. 2, there we go. Somebody say in the chat, there is a Chinese government factor. I think that it's more likely than not that by the end of this is going to be my bold call today.
Okay.
All right. We haven't talked about this before. I think it's more likely than not that by the end of 2022, the China-Taiwan solution or situation will come to a head.
I don't know. I think that simultaneous with the Russia-Ukraine will put us in a
That's why.
Crazy.
That's why.
Global geopolitical situation.
That's why. Okay. So check it out. Right. Why is China not invading Taiwan in the past?
Just because the whole spotlight would be on them doing it.
Whole spotlight would be on them. They get sanctioned like hell, and you have the risk of direct military intervention. Okay. If U.S. and European nations did not directly intervene with Russia, Ukraine, there's no way in hell that we're directly intervening in China, Taiwan.
No, yeah.
If you had to pick your battles, which one would you pick? Right? All day. Right? So there's 1. There's a couple things going on here. 2, sanctions. You saw that we sanctioned the hell out of Russia. It's having economic consequence for us. Trade with China is infinitely more valuable than trade with Russia for the United States. Okay? Did not deter Russia. China knows that we'll never be able to sanction China in the same way that we can sanction Russia. Because we already have all this strain on our economic system and Europe more so, that China knows that there will be sanctions, but to a much lesser degree. 3rd thing going on. We sent so many weapons to Ukraine that our stockpiles are pretty depleted. Right? If we were to send a similar amount of support over to the Taiwanese army, which already gets a good amount of support from the U.S., we would be so depleted.
That's a good point.
Right? And that causes us to hold back.
So
right. So there are my 3 things. We also know that President Xi Jinping in China is having internal issues. Right. You saw the second man in charge, really the only man in China that can step up against him. The finance officer a couple of weeks ago came out and criticized publicly his zero COVID policy.
Okay.
Right. So there's some sort of internal issues going on. I think that it's part of his legacy, and then also it helps to resolve some internal issues that he may have.
Okay.
Okay. Why? Well, but that's not the big reason. The big reason, so somebody has it in the chat there, is all the chip stocks. Right. Taiwan Semiconductor is huge. Huge. Best technology in the world. Better technology in the United States. Better technology than China. So I think that there's a couple ways that this goes down, right? Is I think you've got one situation that's peaceful, and it's China going in and saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and replace the government here with something that's favorable to China. We're going to take this, we're going to take all the technology that you have, right? We're going to scale the hell out of it, and China's going to dominate the global chip market, which is this scenario. The other scenario is that China has to go in with force. Taiwan tries to destroy technology. I don't know, disable machines, whatever it may be. Because it is a big source of national pride for them that they've developed this technology. But it still ends up in the hands of China. So for that reason, I really don't like Chinese stocks right now. And in fact, I'll suggest the flip trade, which is like an Intel trade.
Yeah. Or, there are a lot of U.S. Well, yeah, Intel's probably the more direct competitor to TSM because, NVIDIA.
Yeah, and Jay
AMD
Rice
are
is bringing up a great point too. Where is TSM building plants in the U.S.? That's by design, for sure. For sure.
Oh, Spielberg, I read the same thing about Samsung's new chips. They're trying to compete with Taiwan Semi with those. But yeah, I mean, I think if you're buying China names here, you're taking that risk into account. You're taking the risk of just more China lockdowns and regulation crackdowns in general. My thing is I'd bet against the huge sweeping changes that are going to change the geopolitical output. I mean, something like that, something like China invading Taiwan, which someone in the chat, Kyle Sanders, pointed out. Biden's already come out and said, and this might be.
Oh, come on. You ain't no way.
No, okay.
Roll the clip. Can you pull that up and play it?
Well, so yeah, no, yeah, I can.
Can we please play it?
Yeah, we'll find it. I think
listen to how he said that he would intervene militarily in Taiwan, and tell me if you think that this is sincere.
I think the administration also had to come out like
yes, the Department of Defense did it.
Walk it.
They walked it back for like 2 weeks, dude.
Yeah,
immediately, and they just kept walking back, like 18 steps backwards.
That could be one of those things where they're like trying to encourage China not to. They're like, oh well, if you do that, you'll face consequences. And when it happens, they're like, do we really want to get involved in that? And no, probably not. Probably not worth it. But okay, so my question specifically with Tencent Music is why would I buy Tencent Music instead of just the Tencent stock?
Space. If you want exposure to the space, you want exposure to Chinese streaming music, I guess.
But like if I'm going to buy Tencent, I want exposure to the other parts of their business as well. I want exposure to the Epic games.
Yes, because Tencent is a very large stakeholder in Tencent Music TME.
So I would still get exposure to TME through Tencent. What you're saying?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. All right.
So I'll throw this one out to the chat because we always got to do the votes. TME, you heard my case against owning the stock. Why I personally do not own the stock. Throwing it out to the chat. One, if you would buy it. 2, if you wouldn't buy it. There are 100 people in here. 197 people. I want to see 197 answers. This is like a non-committal thing, right? Let's just make each other smarter and share where our minds are at. All right, and you're pulling up.
Attention to what I'm about to say next. If you can.
This thing doesn't work.
All right, so we're not hearing the clip. All right, we're gonna do a second poll after this first one.
Here we go.
All right, now the answers are fine. All right, so this is gonna be about Biden. Yeah, let's roll it.
Give me 1 second.
if the United States would, quote, get involved militarily, I should say, if China were to invade Taiwan.
I should say.
This is the exchange.
You didn't want to get involved in the Ukraine conflict militarily for obvious reasons. Are you willing to get involved militarily to defend Taiwan if it comes to that?
Yes,
You are.
that's a commitment we made. We agree with a one China policy. We signed on to it and all the attendant agreements made from there. But the idea that it can be taken by force, just taken by force, is just not appropriate. It will dislocate the entire region and be another action similar to what happened in Ukraine.
The United States already provides defensive weapons to Taiwan and has previously maintained what is called strategic ambiguity about.
Strategic ambiguity. That's amazing.
I know.
When people ask me strategy questions, I'm just going to say it's strategic ambiguity.
I mean, think about it. China is literally our biggest business partner. Like that, and that's why I, when I've bought BABA over the past year or so on the dip, it's like that's been my biggest thing is I don't see that changing. I see the U.S. doing what it needs to do to maintain a positive trade relationship with China. And honestly, I disagree with I guess, Luke, the likelihood that you're putting on the situation. I don't think it's as high.
I told you it's a bold call, right? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's like your biggest prediction for your hot take for the year.
It's my hot take for the year.
My hot take for the year. So you'll go with that. I'll go with that. Elon Musk is not the CEO of Tesla by the end of 2022.
He's not the CEO of Tesla.
Okay.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's the techno king or whatever.
Yeah, he's the techno king.
Yeah. Okay. But, well, I don't think they have a CEO. So
Okay.
I don't think he'll be the techno king.
All right. So let's throw this one out to the chat too. Okay. China invades Taiwan. U.S. direct military intervention. 1, if you think it happens. 2, if not. Again, 1 in the chat. You think U.S. would intervene directly? 2, if not. I think no way.
Directly, if you mean like
No way.
sending troops over to fight.
Yeah, dude.
for
We're
Taiwan,
sending
no.
ships and we're dropping dudes in off planes.
Yeah, we'll send some drones.
We'll send drones. Yeah.
We'll send some. We can't even send javelins aren't we out of those?
Wow, it's pretty 50-50.
Although the flip side of that is if you don't intervene, you're basically saying, okay, China, here's the green light to become like the world superpower. Because like you said, like if China does get Taiwan's chip capabilities and that technology,
It's
and
huge.
they have their
It's huge.
infrastructure, that's huge.
I know. Anyways, I think the trade is Intel. So what about selling calls against Intel?
Let me go ahead and get my Benzinga Pro pulled.
I'm sorry. What am I saying? Yeah. Selling puts against Intel. Go on Google. Will you give me Intel option chain? Is your computer just frozen like hell?
Yeah,
Why? Do you
I
need a
don't
new computer?
maybe. Oh, here we go.
All right. Well, yeah.
It's only just
Will you give me
spinning out.
Intel option chain
Intel.
on Yahoo Finance, please?
You want it from Yahoo Finance? I was gonna give it to you from NASDAQ, but we can do.
Yeah, I think Yahoo Finance is a little bit easier. And the stock's trading at almost a 5-year low, which means that you would get some decent juice out of selling these puts, I bet. So what if you kick it out to like July monthlies, which is let's see, July 15th contract. Stock's at 38 right now.
Taiwan's kind of fucked if we don't come in and help them, right?
Obviously, yeah.
All right, we're on the options chain. What do you want to look at? 30. All right, what's the strike price? Because if we're selling, we probably want to go out to August, the August monthlies.
I said July.
Okay,
You can go out to August.
July 20. No, it's to July 22nd.
I'm saying July, which is keeping it tighter. No, the monthlies is the 15th, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
The one message I would want anyone that's looking at my story to take away is to be brave.
I was sort of feeling it.
I had no clue what that was. I thought at first it was like music
too.
that like
Me
Rohan was
too.
playing, and then I was like, okay, we can do that. All right, we're looking at the 35.
Oh, these suck.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna make that much money selling the puts on here.
You're really not. You go down to $35.
$35 are selling for 27 cents.
Yeah, it's not much money.
No, I mean you have to sell 10 of those contracts.
You're getting
to make-
$27.
to make $270.
Yeah, I mean you're getting $27 to take on 3,500 of risk.
Not worth it. No, thank you, sir.
Yeah, just buy the stock outright then maybe.
You not worth it. Yeah, I mean you could implement some crazy spreads or something, but yeah, if you like Intel there for the
But I will say, like, a stock that you're okay owning for a long time, they have a good thesis about. I don't think it's ever a horrible thing to sell puts. So think about it. Stock's at 38 now. You sell the July 15th puts. That means you're getting $27. That's a wash. Let's not even consider that. But you're committing yourself to buy the stock at $35 in the future. If you're okay owning another 100 shares per contract at $35, it's never a horrible idea.
I agree. You're basically locking in. It's basically a limit order at the price you're willing to buy it at, but you're getting paid for that limit order.
Yep.
Thoughty by nature, USA didn't save Ukraine because of a bigger war with Russia, so they want a war with China for Taiwan. Get real. Yeah, I think that's what we're saying, that we don't. Luke and I are both agreeing that the odds of us stepping in.
Where we disagree is that I think China brings it to a head.
Yeah.
And AB does not.
I don't think China.
Well, you know what today is?
June 30th.
The 25th anniversary of Hong Kong becoming part of China. No longer England. Xi Jinping is in Hong Kong for the first time in 5 years since the 20th anniversary, and no U.S. media was permitted to attend, as far as I know.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it was also the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square.
Today?
No, a few weeks ago.
Okay.
June 4th, 1989.
All right.
Guys, give us some tickers from the chat. Let us know what stocks you're watching. Luke, let's do a quick lightning round. So I'm going to go through some stocks real quick, and you're just going to give me your quick. We're going to do no fundamental analysis. You're not even going to look at the chart. You're just going to give me a quick
gut check. We're doing gut checks.
Yep, thumbs up, thumbs down.
All right, rip it.
All right. We'll start in the energy space. Chevron, CVX.
Let me look at oil. Is it down?
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
All right. And are you talking about in like a what?
I don't know. I'll specify when I ask them to specify. I was thinking that too.
What?
I'll specify when I ask them to specify. Okay.
So we're thumbs down on Chevron. Short term, long term, thumbs down. All right. We are going to flip over to fintech SoFi at $5.46 a share.
Oh God. All right. This one, I'm gonna slow you down. Okay.
Okay.
Let me just look at the numbers in this one. Oh my God.
All right. I said no fundamental analysis. Luke's cheating a little bit here. He's doing a little bit. We're okay with it though. You've got SoFi down at $5 a share, down from 52-week highs of more than $25 a share. That's a drawdown of more than 80% on SoFi. Luke,
wait, this doesn't make any sense.
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
So they have a market cap of $5 billion.
Okay.
They're carrying debt of $7 billion with $1 billion of cash.
Yeah, long term, I'm seeing total liabilities $7 billion, cash 1.3.
It's got to be down.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
What's their revenue? It's $1 billion. Oh my God. All right. So their annual revenue is $1.1 billion. And it still has an $8.7 billion EV. So it's trading at 8 times sales. Yeah, that's a down.
All right. Yeah, you're basically only hope here for me.
What up, Brian Blockchain?
Your only hope here for me is a buyout acquisition target. If you're buying SoFi,
no, that's a good point.
I mean, in the short term, in the long term, sure, this company can survive and do good things. Speaking of, I want to check out. I think Hood is trading below its. Yeah, well, no, not quite.
Hood thumbs up.
Hood thumbs up. Cash, you've got 6.1 or $6.2 billion of cash with a market cap of about 7.2. That's bringing the enterprise value. I mean, basically, they're valuing the company at $1 billion there.
Hood thumbs up.
All right, so SoFi thumbs down, Hood thumbs up. How about this one? Just news yesterday. RH, formerly Restoration Hardware,
Wait, what do you mean formerly? Oh, they changed the name?
just to RH. I was talking about this earlier on the show. Why do companies do this? Like Weight Watchers changed its name from Weight Watchers to WW. RH
Yeah.
changed its name from Restoration Hardware to RH. Like, what is the purpose of that?
I'm looking at the press release. The most compelling new collection in its history.
I don't think that's the news why it was down 10% today.
Have you ever been to a Restoration Hardware? Has anybody ever been to a Restoration Hardware?
Yeah.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
It's so expensive.
Like I walked into it trying to maybe I'll find some stuff for my house. It's crazy.
Yeah, they have.
It's like, here's a mirror. It's $9,000.
Yeah, they have like a Restoration Hardware cloud couch that's like famous on TikTok that like the Kardashians have in there, and it's literally like a $50,000 couch or something. Yeah, Google it right now. RH cloud couch.
Okay.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's
I mean, I'll buy a nice mirror. I'm not spending 9 racks on a mirror though.
right. And that's what I was talking about earlier, is these companies that are super high end, it's like in times of recession, even in times of inflation, if people have less money, that's one of the first places they'll cut. They'll say, okay, we need a new mirror, but we don't need the $9,000 mirror from Restoration Hardware. We can buy that mirror from Walmart.
Thumbs down.
Yeah, Shelly, Restoration Hardware.
And there's a lot of range in between Walmart and RH too.
Okay, yeah, you can go to Crate and Barrel, you can go to Pottery Barn.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
go to
have
Pottery Barn. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, you're not going to the dollar store or Restoration Hardware. There's probably something in the middle ground there.
Yeah, exactly. You go to Williams Sonoma. I don't know.
All right. Let's see. How about Spotify? We talked about TME earlier. Spotify, $95.
No opinion either way.
No.
Literally never looked at the stock ever.
Okay.
Like ever.
Netflix, $177 a share.
Up,
thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Big time.
Easy. Nvidia at 154.
China thesis,
Nvidia up. But Nvidia has a lot of exposure to TSM. I think they contract a lot of their production out to TSM. So if TSM's in trouble, that could be bad for Nvidia.
I'm still thumbs up Nvidia.
All right.
But I don't know. It's a good point. I just don't know.
Ford, $11.
Ford down.
Really? See, okay, and this is actually something that for newer investors and traders out there, you have to learn how to be able to be, malleable, to be able to flip positions. Ford was Luke's 2021 stock of the year. Now we're in
and it killed it.
And
it was a hot ass pick.
It was a great
I made like
pick.
20 bands on Ford.
It was a great pick. Yeah. And now here we are a year later, and Luke is bearish on it, and he's okay with that. Let's stay.
Yeah. There's a couple stocks I have emotional attachment to. Not many though.
Well, give me one.
There's a couple. XOM was the first stock I ever bought. ExxonMobil. I'll never be able to bad talk
mine's Apple for that. I can't bad talk Apple. Honestly,
Apple I do too. Because my average price in Apple is $27.
Split adjusted.
Yeah. It's at what right now?
137.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's pretty good. I do think, Luke, I don't know where you stand from a macro standpoint. I do think because a lot of times you'll see the market like lead a lot of bad news and stuff. Like if you think back to COVID and whatnot, the markets bottomed in March 2020 before we started getting positive news headlines about COVID that, because if you think about the news cycle for the first few weeks of COVID, it was just terrible. Like people really didn't know. There was so much uncertainty. People didn't know if we were going to go back to normal life ever. And then after a few weeks, you started to get some of these news cycles or news stories out that were like, okay, maybe this isn't so bad, or like some things are looking.
That was the most fun. Yes.
It was fun. It was scary. And then it was fun. But the market,
okay, it was fun from a market perspective.
The markets bottomed before that. The markets bottomed like a week or two before we started getting any positive news stories. So I think similarly here from a macro standpoint, like I think a lot of the bad news we're going to get has already been priced in. Like I think a lot of institutional investors and institutions have already basically priced in a not so great earnings cycle coming out, but we still have to get Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Netflix, all these big earnings reports coming out. And I wouldn't be surprised if Apple has, 5-10% more to fall. But then right when we do get that bad earnings report,
let's say this. I think buying into earnings right now is a bad idea.
100% a bad
Like it's
idea.
a really bad idea.
But I think
SWBI.
I think if say Apple reports not a great earning, that's kind of what if people are expecting that, say the stock's down 5-10%, instead of thinking, okay, this is the start of where things get really bad, I think that could start to be a potential capitulation point, if you will, just where, all right, now sentiment is really bottoming out. People have been worried about a recession for a while. People have been worried about inflation for a while. Now we've seen the multiples getting crushed. Now we're seeing the earnings part. That could be kind of the last part. And then we've hit rock bottom in terms of sentiment. And then that's where I'd be buying after that earnings report.
Yeah.
I don't know your thoughts on that. I don't know.
You got me distracted with this couch.
Now Luke.
Well, no, there was I looked up that cloud couch, and there was a link. The related link was to a $50,000 refrigerator, $50,000 refrigerator. So I'm looking up how expensive refrigerators get. $50,000 is about the max.
About the max.
It's about. The max.
Was it a Whirlpool refrigerator? Because that's a stock I've been looking at as a potential short here too, is Whirlpool. Because I think people, are going to be buying less refrigerators, less hot tubs over the few.
I think Whirlpool is a defensive side. I don't know. It's been around for a while. Go back, pull it up. Look at 2008. WHR. Right. It's been public for a long time.
I'm looking at the chart right now. We've got it pulled up. 08. It went from.
Did it get killed? Yeah, it got hammed.
It got hammed.
Well, let's see. Let's.
It went from 115 to. It went from 115 to 20.
Okay, yeah, it got hammed. Okay, I was gonna say let's compare it to the S&P 500. But we don't need to.
Yeah,
we don't need to.
115 to 20. It doesn't matter what market you're in. That's getting hammed. Because think about it. I mean, if you were Luke, like you're a homeowner. If you guys were about to redo your kitchen, put a brand new $10,000 Whirlpool refrigerator in there, and then the market downturns and your portfolio's down 20%, maybe you're like, we don't need to redo our kitchen right now. We can wait a little bit.
Yeah. They got hammed. Okay, that's a good call. Fair.
And I mean, I see Whirlpool and Restoration Hardware in the similar light, where actually I think.
Oh, dude, come on. Whirlpool is so much more defensive than RH.
Okay, but hear me out. Okay, yeah, down 80% Whirlpool in the 07 to 09. Okay, hear me out. With some of these names like Williams-Sonoma or Lulu or Restoration Hardware, wouldn't you think that their consumer base would be a little bit more insulated from downtrends in the market, that the shopper at Restoration Hardware shouldn't be as affected by someone who is willing to buy the $9,000 mirror can probably still afford the $9,000 mirror?
I don't know.
I don't think, obviously, like,
versus appliances. No, dude, appliances got to be more defensive.
I don't even know what Whirlpool, like, is Whirlpool's biggest part of its business refrigerators and washing machines?
Drop. Tiny Pie Media. Have we ever heard of Drop? I don't know that one.
It's a smart weighing scales. A guy I was in school with founded the company. Drop. Oh, like drop weight? You're trying to drop weight?
No, Shelly agrees with you. Saying inflation proof. But Shelly, we're talking about recession proof.
Yeah, so I think
I agree with inflation proof. I mean, we've seen it.
But then
buying luxury cars and stuff.
Recession has more to do with demand than inflation does. So if that recession, and I think one of the things that Restoration Hardware was citing in its guidance / yesterday was just the fact that with mortgage rates higher, people would be building less new houses. So Restoration Hardware, a lot of its business is from people building new houses and furnishing those new houses. So if people are building less new houses, bad for business. Same, I would assume, goes with Whirlpool. But that's I think that would be a good stock to go into, kind of like a deep dive, compare and contrast Whirlpool versus Restoration Hardware. Which one would set up for a better long? Which one would set up for a better short? Which one is going to be more impacted by this macro environment? If there is less people feeling rich, then less people are buying luxury goods. Oh yeah, Luke, one thing we looked at yesterday was the what was this website called? What was the watch website we were on yesterday called? Oh, here we go.
Sorry, I'm still looking up refrigerators.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. All right, I'm back.
We were looking at the chart of a price of Rolex over the past like 5 months, and it's been on a steady decline.
Oh, it has?
Yeah. Let me try to find it. Rolex price index. Here we go.
All right, wait, AB, would you consider us friends? This will be my last thing before I gotta hop.
Yes, I would consider us friends.
Like true friends,
True
right?
friends.
Not just like work friends, like Spencer Israel.
Not
POS.
just work friends. Spencer's right here. Keep him alive on the show.
Okay. One of my dreams right now,
Okay.
they pivot often, is to own an ice cream parlor.
Okay, I love that.
If we do get like a major recession, or like the price of like buying a local ice cream parlor plummets, you have to make me commit.
Okay.
We'll be 50-50 partners.
We were
Wouldn't you love that?
I would absolutely.
We'll be 50-50 partners. You just have to force us to commit. And we stop doing this show. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna own an ice cream parlor. Or do it from the ice cream parlor.
I was talking yesterday with a guy in Miami who is with like OK Coin, and he was like, "Yeah, I have some friends in crypto down here in Miami who started using some of their crypto money to buy like he said he has one friend he bought a doggy daycare business, and then over like 3 years he bought like 3 more." And then now he's trying to get it up to like 15 doggy daycare businesses, package it all as one big business, and then sell it to like a hedge fund or something.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And he's like, I wish I would have used some of my crypto money to like invest in some real businesses. I was like, yeah, that would have been nice. Like,
all right, so that's our recession play.
All right, but yeah,
so I got 2 picks today: Intel and ice cream parlor.
Isn't this chart interesting? Like, if April 2022, so this was only 2 or 3 months ago. It was the top in the price of Rolex. This is the Rolex price index. We can look at them for anything. We can look at I guess these are all different types.
All right, and what up, Born 2? I don't know. Wait, what was the top at? And what's it now?
Top was at 15, almost 16,000. And you're down to 14,500. So down about 2,000 of 16.
That's
so
a lot.
How
long is that chart?
This is
3 months.
6 months. So
give me 1 year if you have it.
Oh, unlock 5 years of historical data.
No, we're stopped. Fine. We're not buying it.
This is where
we're not buying it.
This is where we need to be in, Luke. We need to be in the watch data industry. We can sell it. We can sell this to them.
And I think Spielberg in the chat has it spot on. That's the exact sentiment that I have.
It's not so much about the rich buying for sure, but about amount of people feeling rich with Bitcoin stocks coming down. There is less people feeling rich.
Remember, I came back from vacation. That was the point. That was like the first thing that I opened with.
Yeah, you asked if your portfolio's up, are you like more willing to spend money?
I was definitely like, I'm pretty disconnected because I think I have a long time horizon. But it's definitely influenced a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
I still bought ice cream every day by the weight. I filled that thing up.
Is that the type of parlor we're gonna run? Like you fill toppings by the weight? Or I
want to do both options. I like the full service where you make the full banana split for somebody, but I do think that like the self-service soft serve where you put on your own toppings is nice.
Do you have you ever been to a Cold Stone?
Yeah.
Do you like how they fold the toppings?
Nah.
It's too much.
Too corporate. We're running a small town ice cream store.
Let's do it.
We're gonna be in every parade carrying a banner.
Some currency.
We're gonna be giving out 50-cent cones to all the kids.
We'll have to take on currency. We'll have to be like direct competitors.
There we go. That's fine.
That's fine. We'll take them on. All right, guys. That will be a wrap for today's show. Go ahead and smash the like for Hot Stocks, Luke. We will have Money Mitch and Stock Market Movers coming up right now, so stay tuned. This stream will automatically redirect you over there. Luke, any final words, any final thoughts? Speak now or forever hold.
Pro.benzinga.com. Pro.benzinga.com. We got actually the Beyond Pro. Okay, we've got an awesome special going right now. You get Benzinga Pro, plus you get
the shirtless calendar.
You get a trial to our options trading school.
Okay.
For free. So if you buy Benzinga Pro right now, which is a tool that we use on the show every single day, you get a free trial to our trading school as well. Nice.
Love you guys. No reason not to try it out. Sign up for the free trial, then buy it for that special deal. We'll be back tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Until then, stay green. Love you guys.
This is Ben.